hip tick-tock lift-offs. So this is a butt burner. Here what we're trying to do is work on just activating through our glute and our hip as we move through full extension and a few other areas of flexion and adduction to each side. So a couple main principles that we really want to focus on in this position. We're in a tabletop position. You are trying to avoid overarching the back. So there's a difference between trying to lift the leg with just using the glute and lifting the leg using the low back. So it's really important to keep honesty. You probably won't get more than a few inches off the floor. So in this position, what we'll try to do is hit all the numbers of a clock. So let's start out, let's say it's on the 9 o'clock position or 3 o'clock position, depending on how you're looking at this. I'll talk about it from a 9 o'clock position. What you want to do first, tuck that tailbone, take a nice exhale, try to keep this position. You're going to do a reach, a lift, a re-reach in the elevated position, and then lower down. So what that looks like is trying to reach the leg out already. From there, lifting the leg without the hips coming up. Once you're in the elevated position, try to re-reach that foot out and drop down. Taking it back now into 8 o'clock position. Same thing, reach, lift, re-reach, lower, 7, lift, reach, re-reach, lower. Again, avoid overarching the back, so keep that honest. One way to challenge yourself is to shift your weight back slightly so that you're almost having to be in a flex position. You can challenge even further by going to the elbows. Same thing from that 6 o'clock position, reaching out, lift, re-reach, so really yawning open the back of the knee and lowering. Same principle applies when you go up a little bit higher towards your 10 o'clock position. Reach out, lift, re-reach. Here you'll feel it a little bit more in the hip flexors. 11 o'clock, the same thing. Lift out, reach, and lower. Tough one to do from the front position, but what you can do is what I suggest is using blocks at first, but it's the same principle that applies. So you reach out, lift, re-reach. That means now extending that knee in this position. So trying to close this angle and lowering. So going through the whole one side from 3 to 6 up to 12, at least one time, and you can repeat that 2 times. And then obviously do the other side.